Hello everybody, this is Trina. I am continuing on with my mini-series here. This is the first card that I did for video number 4. I'm going to do video number of what? 4B? I don't know. The second card here on this sheet. Only I'm doing it my way, one of my ways. I've done quite a few cards in different styles using the same instructions. So pretty much all of these cards are made using the same size pieces. Most of them are the same pieces. I do you can pick out whatever color tones you want to use from that little striped piece there, because these black and white pieces are just that, black and white. Well, they're kind of a black and linen tone. So right now I am going to measure in from the side. I personally struggle with measuring this correctly, so I'm just going to go ahead and line it up and stick it down. So for this particular card I use both ATG and I use a two-way glue pen. You don't have to, I just find it easier. So I'm trying to figure out where exactly I need to stick it down, and I think I get this one way off. I can't remember. I don't know what it is with this particular process here, but I really struggle with it. But so from there, once you get that first piece down, all you need to do is follow the instructions, and it kind of shows you which color is next. So as you can see, I went ahead and used the instructions and cut out 2 pieces that are sapphire color instead to replace the pink, the ballerina pink. And I'm going to go ahead and put those in instead. So before I start putting these down, I check to see where the florals are going to be on the back side, because there are 2, one of each size, that needs to be the floral instead of the charcoal gray honeycomb. So I go ahead and do that, and then figure out, because some of the pieces will have more flower, like bloom on them, like in the places that you're going to see, and then some have less, like the one up there has more leaves, and this one here that I used has more flowers. So I kind of wanted to go that route instead of having just leaves on there. So if that doesn't bother you, then you don't even have to worry about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the different pieces here, and I just scoot them right up next to each other. And I just make sure that I'm keeping the top and the bottom of the card fairly decent, or fairly the same as far as the white showing. And like I said, I just keep going and keep adding. And as you can see, I have that little banner down there that's already colored. I did that off screen. If you want to check out exactly how I did that, you can check out the first video. I have it in the front where I do watercoloring for that video. That is included, so I figured I don't need to extend the length of this video just to show you the same thing. So if you're following my little mini series here, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys learned something. I really do hope you guys learn and get inspired, and that's kind of my purpose for these videos. Obviously I have to make the cards anyway, so I might as well video them, right? So this one just slides right up there, and if you've watched my previous ones, I have a really tough time lining this up so that it matches, and I don't know why it's so hard for me. I don't know if it's because I don't have like 3/8 measurement on my mat or what, but I just really struggle with this. So what I'm going to do with this one, before I cut the ends off of the thing, which I think I might do anyways, but I decided to just cut this piece down. honestly, you can. You don't have to have it the same exact size. So I decide, you know, I'm just going to cut this size down so that I don't have to cut the card down quite so much, because that is way out of, I mean, that's not measured at all. Evidently, I was tired of measuring or something. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, now that I think about it, that wasn't supposed to be light. That was supposed to be dark. Oh, snap. Oh well. Obviously, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing either. So, but it still turns out nice. I guess that's something, right? Um, so yeah, I don't even know how I didn't see that. I just noticed that I've got the leaves showing, so there we be. And I did switch out the ballerina piece, the same size, for a gray piece. I don't know if this one's close to my heart or not, but if it was close to my heart, it would probably be a pebble, or I would probably say pebble. I think that's what I would stick with. Yeah, probably pebble. Again, they have coordinating colors that go with this, with the Feels Like Home paper pack, and it makes it so easy to coordinate. I mean, you can use whichever colors you want. I mean, you can even bring in colors that aren't in the pack because of the black and white, but it makes it so easy to use. So I went ahead and distressed the edges of that so that it pops out a little bit, and I'm using the silver embellishing thread, and that's also from Close to My Heart. Comes in the kit for the original Love at First Sight card making workshop your way. I can't believe I remembered all that. Anyways, so right now I'm just kind of figuring out my little circles here. I don't know exactly how I want this to work. I don't know how it's going to end up when I first start it. I never know. It just shows up however it shows up. And surprisingly enough, I am not using, there's no way. There's no way I don't use foam tape on this one. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. I'm just not using it now. I'm just sticking this down with it so that it doesn't move. And I'm trimming off the pieces that stick out that I don't want to show. And I think that's a little too big, but I don't remember what I do. Yeah, it's a bit too big, so I think I adjust it, which is one thing that's nice, is that you can adjust it. You don't have to leave it the way you don't like it. You can move it around, and I just twisted that larger piece around and made another loop sticking out, which worked out great. I made it smaller, and I got a third loop, which I like my threes. So, sorry about that. So now I'm doing I'm just putting adhesive all over it for some reason. Oh, nope. Sticking another piece down. Sorry about that. I got distracted. I gotta always check my phone for my kids because they're at school, and lately they've been contacting me for conferences and such like that. So they are able to text from school via the teacher's permission. So I think that's kind of awesome, because then they're able to actually, just get one-on-one contact, and the numbers and the times that they write down are actually written down, so I can look back at them, which is amazing. So somewhere along the lines, I trimmed down that piece of or the card base. That is something that I did. I'm not sure when that happened, but obviously it was before now. So I am using my 3M foam tape to put foam on the back of this, and I don't know, I do, I split down the middle. So, I mean, you totally don't have to do that part where you split it down the middle. I just like how it spreads it across the whole space instead of having to add more. I was wondering, I was like, there's no way I didn't use foam tape on this. There's no way. I use foam tape on almost everything. And I'm just going to center that. And then I can go ahead and get started on that. Now, I remember it feeling like it needed something, and I wasn't sure what it was. And so I'm pretty certain that I get some vellum, and I put a smaller piece of vellum down underneath of it. And I think I just make it like a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch smaller on each side, and or in size in general. And then that just kind of makes it I don't know, not as flat. I guess maybe that's what I'm thinking. Not as flat. So that's kind of what I'm going for. Obviously right now I'm putting the foam tape on the back of this. And while you really don't need to use this quite this much, but I just want to make sure that it's actually gonna fit on there. It fits perfectly. So I don't know that I actually even had the vellum idea yet. I do also distress the edge of the vellum, which I don't know if I actually show you that on here. This particular card, my husband had gotten home right after the beginning, and so he was, of course, husbands talk with us, so I definitely wanted to be able to, voice over that, so here we are, voiceovering. Hey, look, there's my vellum. So yeah, I'd use the edge distresser, and with vellum you want to be a little bit more careful than cardstock because the vellum will tear more than the cardstock, or I should say easier than the cardstock. It still looks nice, and I did tear a couple of pieces here, but it still looks nice, and you just got to be, a little more careful because it's not just paper in, it's got a bit of plastic, I think, in there, some type of plastic. I'm not sure, but it definitely tears a little easier. See, there went a nice little tear. But if you like tears or you don't mind tears, it definitely adds to the vintage feel or the aged feel that gives it some texture. And that's pretty much that. And on the video it really doesn't add much, but in person it really does. It definitely makes everything pop, makes the banner pop more. So I don't know if pop's the right word. Maybe it just kind of blends it in so that it's not as much of a pop. That might be what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to stick that down to the vellum, and then once I have it on the vellum, I'm going to flip the vellum over and add some adhesive onto the back of where that is adhered, and that will hide my adhesive. That was a lot. So for those of you who don't normally use vellum but want to try it, that's a trick. As long as you can put something on put something on your adhesive on the back of whatever you have on top of the vellum, it won't show. I think on one of the videos that I did, I don't know, maybe it's some of the ones coming up, I did use vellum again, and I showed, I don't know if I talked through that one or not, I think I do, but I tell you about how, I even show you how the vellum, the adhesive shows through the vellum when you don't have it covered. So that video will be coming up. So this one I'm doing silver sequins, and this is always I think the longest, well, I don't know. This kind of balances out with the background, but I seem to be able to do this better than I do the background. So um, yeah, I pretty much just, I try, I've tried to purposely place them and they always look awkward to me. So I'm kind of picking the ones that I know that I want to use so that I have those, and I'm just kind of sprinkle them, of course, from bottom right to top left. And I'm just using the ones that I know that I want to use, and instead of just sprinkling them all on there and then taking a whole bunch off. So that's kind of what I'm going for this go round. I end up using the iridescent clear sequins. These will be linked down in the description box below because they are close to my heart and they are current. So I would have to say we have um, we have the gold and we have the silver, and I love them both. And I hope they don't get rid of them for the next catalog. The next catalog is um, coming out soon, and I'm hoping they keep going through, keep them in the catalog because they make, sorry about that, they do shaker cards, and we have all the stuff for shaker cards. So I am excited about that in itself. So as you can see, I'm just kind of picking out more of them. I get some little tiny ones, and I tell you what, they are little. They're not as small as the bitty sparkles, but they are small, which is great because I love having the ability to put in just a touch of sparkle. You know what I mean? You don't always need the big, huge sequins. Sometimes you just want something little, or the space that needs the sparkle needs just a little sparkle and not something huge. So, um, like I said, this part always seems to take the longest. So, I may just, oh, here we go. Maybe. Come on. Come on, let's just put it on there. I'm trying to actually get enough to, sprinkle on, and I don't know how long that takes me, but it seems like it's taking forever. Alright, so there we go. Sprinkle them on and see where they land and adjust them from there. And evidently this took me about, just the sequins takes me about 5 minutes, which seems like a lot. It seems like a lot to me. But, I mean, that's real life, real time. Just doing a voiceover just so that you guys didn't hear my hubby and our conversation, because, it's always about work and it's not really that interesting. So, for you guys anyways. I think that's pretty much what I go with. And then I don't remember if I don't add any bitty sparkles to this one. I just use the sequins and that's it, which is kind of amazing. I generally do bitty sparkles on everything, so I will have the link to the Love at First Sight kit down below as well. If you're seeing this video after March of 2000 or was it March? April? After April of 2019, then you may have to look in the going soon or the clearance section on my website. I'll leave that link below down as well. If you guys are looking for this, I don't know if they will have it in there after it retires, but sometimes they do put them in there. So If they don't, you can always check out my website for more ones. They have them in every catalog that they put out. Not this same exact one, but they have similar kits in different styles. And again, with those, you can do the same thing. You can make the same cards. You can make different cards. They have scrapbooking workshops. They have, I mean, we even have a what is that called? A subscription program where you can get not for cards but for layouts, and you get, I think, 3 per quarter. 3. Yeah, you get a kit a month, and each kit does like 2 or 3 layouts. So I mean 2-page layouts. So I think that's pretty awesome. Or maybe it's 1-page layout. No, I think it's a 2-page layout. So you get a 2-page layout per month, but you don't have to use it for that. You can use it for whatever you want. So it's very versatile that way. So as you can see, using my favorite liquid glass from close to my heart, and my quicker picker poker picker upper. I don't know if I remembered that correctly, but that's about right. It's a mouthful. So I just recently learned that you can pull the end out and use it to push your things down instead of having to flip the whole thing over. And I tell you what, that is so handy. And I've had this tool for like 5 years, and I just learned it within the past month, and I was just like, I cannot believe it took me so long to figure it out. Like, so long. it was embarrassing. Not really. I'm not really embarrassed. I just think it's funny. So that's pretty much my card, and I hope you guys enjoyed this series or are enjoying this series. I have more to come, and I hope you guys leave inspired. So I will talk to you guys later. Again, all the links are in the description box below. And I will, again, talk to you later. Look at those two together. They look so pretty. Alrighty. Thanks for watching.